That's all good. All good, fam. I'm gonna record this session anyway, so this is gonna be all recorded. We can start taking a little peek at our usual. Hey, honey, how you doing? Gonna start recording here in just a tick. Let's rock and roll, I reckon. What do you say? Yeah, why not? Let's do it. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending where you're tuning in from, of course. Thank you for being here live with me if you're here. And if you're watching the recording, thank you for plugging in and watching the recording. Just make sure that you drop a comment down below if you're watching the recording down in the comment section. And if you're here live, feel free to use the chat box there and ask any questions. I've got it open so we can just literally just look at things live today as we get along. But I do have a few little touch points that we're going to go through. And then, of course, we have a little program to look at on the side. You can see quite a few things to go through today. I'll try to keep it nice and quick and flowy. So without any further ado, where do we start from? Always our dollar. DXY is our kind of like a temperature. We're taking the temperature of the market and we'll see what the dollar is doing. No news that a few weeks ago now, it's 4 weeks ago, we grabbed that liquidity. We talked about it again and we discussed this last week that the next point of liquidity of interest for the dollar is going to be on the upside. We have taken in the liquidity on the downside, low liquidity grab. And now we are likely going to form some sort of bullish momentum to come and grab this internal liquidity and of course this external liquidity right here. So that's kind of what I'm expecting here for the dollar, which obviously means if the dollar is going up, we're going to have anything against the dollar, such as Euro, USD, GBP, USD, all the forex pair against USD, they are going to do what? They're going to sell off, right? If the dollar goes up, those currencies are going to sell off. So if you're playing forex, of course, really good to know, but also good to know for things like assets. We want to have a look at where the assets eventually can go, because obviously the dollar is nothing else but a store of value. If people are leaving the dollar, they put in their money where? In things like BTC, gold, and other things, right? But if people are putting money into the dollar, right, meaning the dollar's going up, that means that that money is coming from other assets into the dollar. That's pretty much how the dominance game works. Okay, so that's why we always start with our dollar. Now that we have a look on DXY, let's take our second market temperature, which is obviously going to be on the BTC Dominance. And BTC Dominance is finally on this daily chart, finally ready to potentially give a nice solid break of structure to the downside. You can see that these candles have attempted a few times. They've attempted here to break structure, but straight after we had a bullish engulfing. They've attempted here and we had a mini rejection. And now they finally attempted here. And as you can see by this projection, see how here we went up a little bit and here we barely went up. And those two daily candles, looks like we are finally ready to break lower on the Bitcoin dominance. Why is that important? Because if the Bitcoin dominance goes down, means that money is going out of Bitcoin and is going into altcoins. Okay, so that is going to be the next thing that we're going to look at, is altcoins potentially, that we can have a look at. What are some of the altcoins that personally I really like at these levels or close to. And this is it. Once we close below here and we start making lower lows and lower highs, we are off to the races. So very important level here as we speak today for Bitcoin dominance. This is a brand new daily candle, this one right here, right? This bearish black candle. It's still got 22 hours to go, so let's not call victory just yet, but what I want to see, I want to see a really big decisive close. It will be ideal if we come back into this fair value gap right here into the 58%. We'll see how it goes in the next day, 22 hours, but for now, very promising. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin, we looked at a little while back. We said that there was going to be a key level down here, which is still very much a key level. This candle right here, that 55 to 56 is the next big level for Bitcoin. Most importantly, there's this juicy liquidity sitting down here. I want to see this level tapped once again. So I don't think we are down. I know that I've sound like a broken record. I've been saying this for months now. There's going to be more down pressure, in my opinion, on Bitcoin. We are going to see that 50,000 Bitcoin soon, in my opinion, in the next coming weeks, kind of thing. So this anything bullish at the moment, like I'm in this bullish trade right now, and I'm gonna close that like right now. Actually, I might just quickly do it. Sorry, just 1 minute. No, I'll do it later. Don't want to interrupt you, but yes, this is basically what we want to see. We want to see this kind of liquidity grab signals bearish pressure. Can you see the wick? Liquidity grab comes before, so it comes after liquidity is built. Yeah, consolidation in the 4-hour. There would have been nice candles here moving sideways. Liquidity grab, and now we're going to be ready for move lower. So if you're looking at any longs, I personally wouldn't. I would be looking at shorts potentially. Not a great place to short though, because if we do what we usually do, which is we draw an imaginary box on our range. This was our last high, this was our last low. We are definitely sitting at the bottom of the range. That's not what we like to short. We like to short from the top of the range. So is this a trade that I will be happy to call on a short if we're going to go down? No, not really. I'm still going to stick to my trading strategy, which is I like to sell from a high and buy from the low. So I'm not going to do anything right now. I haven't been this long. I'm going to close it and I'm going to sit and wait. See if we do go higher, then great. I'll be looking at short opportunity higher, maybe into some of these, $80,000 levels. That will get there. Maybe we'll get to the 70-ish something levels. We'll see. But at the moment, I don't like what Bitcoin is. Personally, you can do what you want, of course, but I just don't like where it is. The structure itself is bearish. We haven't done any breaker structure on the daily. You can see we have obviously a low, we had a high, which was here. We had a low, high, low, sorry, lower high, higher low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So we are literally just trending down. Okay, there's no real break of structure. Sure, you could argue that we might break out of this range soon, but you can see we already grabbed some liquidity. If we do go higher, like once again, this is the time for me to short the market. Okay, that is a very quick analysis on Bitcoin. Similarly, Ethereum, I had a long here waiting at this very key liquidity level down here, which also happens to be at a very key level on a Fibonacci scale from this low to this high. It got front run a little bit. We didn't quite tap my entry, which is fine because the bias is very similar to Bitcoin. If I want to short, I like to short from a little bit higher in this range. This is my range. I like to short somewhere here. Okay, so we are sitting in definitely in the second lower half of this bearish range, and you can see we haven't also, like we did in Bitcoin, failed. We have failed to create a new higher high. So low, low, low. So we are trending lower on Ethereum as well. XRP, nothing different from the other ones, very similar. It had wicked already previously. So you can see that's what XRP loves to do. If you do decide to play XRP, I would say this is probably what we're going to see, in my opinion. We're going to have a retest of this wick, and we're going to see an harmonic forming. Not because XRP is bullish, it's not, it's bearish as well. But XRP, like you just see here, like you see here, like you see here, loves to wick. It's heavily manipulated, and in my opinion, we'll see a spike into this wick, and potentially then a capitulation down. So keep an eye on XRP there. And yes, just wait for short opportunities. Basically, that's what we're doing here. Copy in the house. G'day. What's happening, Ossa? I see you guys in there. Uh, Solana, g'day. Solana is somewhat the only one that is kind of holding range. So even though it's obviously very extended and very bearish, this is like this chart is heavily bearish, right? There's nothing bullish about this chart. We broke down key levels are here. We are now entering the 786, 886 of this whole move. But it is the only one that is kind of holding the fort. And what I mean by that is if I zoom in on the daily, you can actually see that whilst the other four, or the other three of the main four, apologies, were actually trending down, making lower highs, Sol is the only one that is attempting to at least break a bit of structure. I don't expect Sol to be the only runner here, but it does give me some sort of confidence for things like Solana against other pairs, in my opinion. Solana versus ETH is a good pair at the moment, a good pair to watch, meaning that Ethereum dominance is likely going to give market into Solana. So Solana is going to take market share, in my opinion, to ETH here. And yeah, well, look, again, similar to the other three, give me a push up here into some of this 100, close to $100, which is obviously a very big psychological level here. And I'll be happy to look for shorts once again. But we are still too far from the top of our range, right? This is our range. We are still sitting at the bottom. I want to be a little bit closer to the top before I can short this market. Oh, that was the main four. Now, we just had a look at the beginning of the call. For those of you who joined a little bit later, we were looking at Bitcoin dominance, and we said that Bitcoin dominance is hopefully ready to finally break down today in the next 22 hours, which gives a little bit of hope to some of our holds. Things like Hype is a good potential entry here. It has attempted to break out of this range. It is retracing between, obviously, you can see the last low into the last high. So Hype could potentially give us a nice little entry here for portfolio into the, let me just quickly change that fib so that we can do it again together. And we'll make it a little bit bigger so we can see. So I'd love to see Hype around the $24. We're sitting at 28. So if we can push down and ideally come back into this daily order block right here, that will be my absolute preferred entry between $21 and $23 for Hype. We'll see if we can get another push down, hopefully with Bitcoin and I guess the main fall, but mostly Bitcoin pushing down in the next leg. We will have a retracement for Hype and obviously see some sort of movement like this. And then we want to see what we want to see. Obviously, change of character, break of structure forming, and long for spot. What I don't necessarily love about Hype, you always have to have two thesis, right? What you like, tick, and what you don't like. What I don't like about Hype is the amount of liquidity that it has left at this level. Apologies, there's an ambulance in the background. I don't know if you can hear it. You can see here that we have a lot of liquidity. So all this liquidity from the perps, big wick back in October, it was from this equal low. So yeah, you got to be careful. If you do enter between the 20 and 23, like we said, that's a nice level to start DCAing in, but don't go all in, because ultimately at a macro level, and when I say macro, I mean at a full level, we are still not even at the 76. We slightly front run the 76. You can see we didn't quite touch it, but that doesn't mean that we can't eventually capitulate a little bit lower, come into the 886, and then move higher. So if you can grab a bit of Hype at 15, why not, right? Don't go all in at 23, 24. Just wait for lower. You can obviously initiate a position and split it. We talk about this every single lesson, so hopefully you are listening. Tau is another good one. We have a leverage position open on Tau. This was from way back when. This was from back in November. There was another position a little bit higher here, which we closed because we said, you know, let's keep the best position open. We closed that other position. So this is the only leverage position that is open at the moment. But this is also a good spot level for Tau. Now, at a weekly level, just be mindful. Similar to Hype, you can see we had a lot of liquidity down here. The good news about this is that we actually grabbed it. So if you can see these 2 weeks right here, they already grabbed liquidity. So that gives me a little bit more confidence with respect to other alts that we had already grabbed liquidity, which is the number one step that we always wait for, is the liquidity grab. So now what I really want to see to be confident in buying Tau again for spot is I want to see price slowing down. Okay, give me a bit of consolidation, give me a bit of that liquidity building pattern that we love, and slowly start potentially give me some, you know, higher highs and higher lows. Doesn't have to be a V-shaped recovery all the time. This is actually the best case scenario when price slows down and builds liquidity, because the lower we spend, sorry, the more time we spend at a lower level, guess what? The higher we go, okay? So I love to see a bit of slowing down, boring price action here on Tau, and then I'll be buying for spot again. Uniswap, I mean, we've been screaming about Uniswap. Anytime is below $4, basically. $4 was such an important level every single time. You can see back here, back here, back here. Big reaction. Every time we go sub $4, boom, straight up action. And you can see just recently, obviously, oops, sorry, that was the wrong chart. We can see just recently, a couple of days ago, there was a big announcement. This was a big announcement too. I can't remember what it was, but obviously big price action. I think we're going to run from here in Uni. Uni has already grabbed a bunch of liquidity, and at $4 is undervalued. So if we do get some sort of pullback, which, you know, it's only normal on a daily to retrace and fill some of these yucky fair value gaps imbalances, give me something like this, come back into the $3.40, $3.50, and yeah, I'll be buying again Uni personally at this level. The asymmetric risk here is all to the upside and very little to the downside. If it goes to $2, I'm okay with that, right? Like the low here was at $1.70. So you've got a, you know, you can go down another, it can halve from here effectively, right? It can go half, but the upside is, you know, you're sitting at 5-6x. So not shabby in my opinion for a level in Uni to start DCAing from here all the way down to $3.40, $3.50. Casper is doing what I was hoping, what we are hoping other alts were doing, which is basically just consolidating. This is what I mean by price slowing down. It hits a level, it grabs liquidity, hits a level, and then just moves sideways. Boring price action. That's what we want. I want to see this on Tau as well. I want to see this liquidity building on the upside, right? So in my opinion, Casper is also gearing up for another very big leg up, and that is what I want to put on the map for you guys and girls. There is equal lows here at 1 cent. I don't know if they're gonna get tapped, but I'm not going to wait for those level either. So I would rather DCA pretty much at 3 cents, and then I have a little bit more at 2 cents, which is somewhere here, and then I'll have a little bit more at 1 cent. So I've got 3 entries, right? You can split them. You can do 33, 33, 33%. And that way you've got exposure. If you do decide, obviously, that fits your analysis. Zcash, this was a nice long, went to full TP. What happens now to Zcash? Zcash is in a nice level at a chart perspective. Look at what the market actually did. We're just gonna get rid of all the drawings for a second. Market came down into a very big area, which is why we had it obviously lined up. Grab liquidity, mitigate an order block to the left, slow down, slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 candles of slowing down, and then a big push up. Now we retraced back into the order block, which was the sell to buy move, and we're finally happy to see what? Slow down again. In my opinion, this is going to be another leg up. Someone's off mute. Do you guys want to talk? Is that Cuppy? G'day, mate. What is cracking? Oh, good. I thought you wanted to say something. I was happy to have you on board and just Chat away. No stress, man. No stress. So yeah, Zcash, also another one that I'm looking at in terms of potential alts to run. As always, what we just discussed, we need to have two buyers, the up and the down. For the down, well, you got to see what. You can see I've got a big weight here. This weight was in regards to these equal lows. So you can see these equal lows right here, and I'll highlight them there for you. 1 and 2. So there is a chance that Zcash could potentially bring down once again, looking down into 183. But hey, not every single time in its, to hit my spot on area. That's a nice area to have. That's why we initiate a position. We initiate here, we buy as we go lower. Okay, but don't forget, our analysis always starts from Bitcoin dominance. If Bitcoin dominance is going down, that means that some of these alts are going to have an influx of capital. Okay, that's just how the market rolls and goes effectively. Any other alts that I've been looking at, interesting prices, not a whole too many. I think Quant, if you're going to go down the route of having that ISO 222 level, is a really juicy level here. They tend to have a fair bit of um, buying pressure. This pair tends to have a fair bit of buying pressure around the $50-$60 mark, and it's sitting at $60 mark now. You can see this is what I'm hoping it will happen. I want to see these equal lows, 1, 2, and 3 taken out, potentially even the $40. But basically, as soon as it hits the $50, which is sitting pretty just under this week, I'm going to be buying. So Quant is my next call. So you can get a bit of a heads up on that. Link is still a very good buy at these prices. I don't think we're going to see a lot of time spent here, but this is what I mean by price slowing down. This is a good example for the last few charts that we looked at when I said I want to see price slowing down, building liquidity, and then boom, violent explosive move up. Okay, so this is what I'm hoping to see in Casper. This is what I'm hoping to see in Tau. I want to see price action slowing down. But Link, yeah, at these prices, in my opinion, is a no-brainer. Basically, sub $10 and all the way to $5. I know it's a big gap because it's double, right? 5 times 2 is 10. But, 5, you buy 9, you buy 8, you buy 7, you buy 6, you buy 5. I'm going to keep going and keep buying. Because, in my opinion, on the Rex run, there's absolutely almost a very, very strong. I don't want to say 100% because nothing is 100% in trading, but this weekly candle up here, 34, 35, is going to get tapped big time. Other alts as well that I'm looking at. If you want to go down the route of AI, ICP is a good level. We had a very successful trading range here with ICP in the past. We've doubled, triple our money a number of times already. Now we have created equal lows down here, you can see. So I'd love to see this taken out once more. So give me that liquidity grab, and then obviously a big push up. So here, obviously, we're talking about AI narrative. So you can see here on my watch list, all these are AI narratives. Tau is my favorite. ICP is probably my second favorite when it comes to AI narratives. ZEC for privacy coins, we talked about already. And there's pretty much not a whole bunch of others that I'll be looking at. I want to play on the safer side at the moment. I don't want to go too crazy in risk. So some of these, other alts that we'll be looking at, I'm not necessarily, I don't want to risk, my portfolio, my hard-earned capital at the moment just yet, because in the bear market, you got to build a portfolio again. Let's take a look at some stocks. Coffee. Not coffee that I drink. I'm drinking coffee right here. So this is my coffee that I'm drinking. But I am also looking at buying coffee. If you remember, this was only a couple of weeks ago, or maybe even last week, that I said I want to see coffee grabbing this equal lows. Guess what we just did? We just grabbed those equal lows, and now we are probably heading into this monthly order block right here, right? That right there. And I want to see this order block mitigated, meaning I want to see it getting traded into, and then boom, move up. So we're sitting at $280 today. Realistically, anything 270, 270 and below, it's a good buy, in my opinion, for coffee cash contracts. If you want to obviously play stocks, this is a stock that you can basically buy. You don't buy the actual assets, you're just buying cash contract. PayPal is at an area now where I said last week, I'm gonna wait. I don't want to just basically buy in a falling knife just because we have entered a very good level in the monthly, which was this candle right here. Look how neatly we traded into it. Very nice level, right? But if you actually notice, we also have a 12 months candle body right here, which we haven't tapped yet. So I would rather wait a little bit more on PayPal. And look, I'd rather miss it if I have to, but I don't want to rush this. There is a level, obviously here, big gap that's already almost half filled, actually over half filled. I apologize. But I'm gonna be waiting. I want to see this happening first. So give me another push down on PayPal, and then I'll be buying heavily again on PayPal for my stock portfolio. Lululemon and consumer-based narrative still here, still moving. As we discussed last week, we're gonna start pushing higher. That's happening already. Coinbase has already pushed. Has not hit my my level yet. We did, however, obviously grab this first area of liquidity, which was this 142. I'm gonna wait. I want to see $120 Coinbase personally before buying again. Yeah, bought some link. Sorry. Actually, do I have a question? Would you draw a range in uptrend versus downtrend? There are so many different ways to draw them. I bought some link. Yeah, I always draw a range, man. Always. I need to know where I'm trading. So that's a very good question for Cappy in the chat. Basically, do you draw a range? I need to know what I'm trading. Trading what time frame are we trading? Are we trading monthly? Are we trading weekly? Are we trading daily? Am I looking at trading today, or am I looking at investing? So I always draw a range personally. And the way, easy way to do it, and some of my students know this, you can literally just draw boxes. So if this is a daily chart right here, there is no structure. Would you agree? So from this high to this low, this is not structure. This is just one move down. So my trading range here will be on a daily, the high to the low. This is my daily range, right? So this is my daily range, and anything that happens above that, or below that in this case, will form a new range. But this is what I'm focusing on. I don't even care what's after, what before. If I'm going to be looking at swings, of course, this is a bearish trend. I want to see what? I want to see market moving towards the high parts of this range before I can do what? Before I can short, because we like to sell high. So that's
Can I ask you a quick question,
of course,
Ozzy?
man. Go for it.
If you can hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes.
Um, just a quick question. So when you looking at this range that you have, um, to me this just looks down like a downtrend, essentially, right?
Absolutely.
Like obviously. So I was talking more like when market is sideways,
Mm-hmm.
like do you wait for structure to then say if you look at the bottom there,
Yeah.
where we just had that big wick, if we're looking here, and you were trying to draw say maybe a 4 hour looks better because you can zoom in a little bit. Um if you were to pull a range from here, how would you pull that? That's my questions. You see how it is ranging a little bit, it looks very rangy there.
It is rangy. It
Would
is absolutely rangy, but you gotta always understand the time frame, right? Like this is why it's called what? It's called a top-down analysis. It's called a top-down analysis that you should always do. Analysis on any. Sorry. Can't spell today. Analysis. It's called a top-down
Yep, yep.
analysis because you start from a higher time frame and then you scale down into lower time frame. So at a very basic level, and this is a good example, right? So look at this, and we stall. Now I'll do you an example. Let's just start a new one.
Sorry, I'm eating into your time.
No, man. This is our time. It's on my time. It's everyone's time. I'm sure that this question helps a few people. Can you see how we drop down and then we start ranging? And
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
taking the range from the top to the bottom. Look now. Does this look similar to you? Where we had a big drop. So my range
Yep, yep.
now, my range now will be what? My range will be from the top
Top
to the
down.
bottom,
Yeah.
right? And this is effectively where we are now. We're down here, right? And what you're saying is scaling to the 4 hour. I don't really care about taking any trades down here, shorting, because what? Because this is the bottom of a range. My range was up here.
Okay.
I know where my high is. My high was up here. I know where my low is. My low is down here. The fact that we're ranging down here is basically just the market telling you, because the market always speaks to us, hey, there is an exhaustion in the bearish pressure. So in other words, the bears are getting a little bit tired and the bulls are likely going to take over. And then
Yep,
you
yep,
know,
yep.
you see signs of reversal by seeing what? Seeing higher lows, of course. Great, that's higher lows forming. And then eventually, we break out of their range. But this is where I'm gonna short. See?
Yep,
So
yep, yep.
so this is a good shorting area. 702, 76, almost at the 76, depending on where you take it. 76
Yeah, yeah.
there. So I'm shorting from the top, but I'm not gonna short down here because I think we're
Well,
gonna
yeah,
go.
yeah, yeah.
So
I understand that. It was more just like wondering because everyone, like, I've talked to a lot of people about this lately,
mm,
and maybe I'm overcomplicating, but a lot of people have like a very different view when it comes to ranges, as I've learned in like the trading community.
mhm,
Because there's ranges that you get in like accumulation and distribution stages of the market, like when you're accumulating there and then distributing at highs, like those ranges specifically can be pulled differently as well. And so I'm trying to find like a clear like answer, but I don't think there is one, and that's why I thought it was an interesting question.
no, it is
Because
an
like even the
interesting
way
question. Yeah, it is an interesting question. But I think another way to see it, and maybe this will help you clarify a little bit, is that everything in trading is a range.
yeah, yeah,
Everything can be arranged.
yeah,
Obviously a distribution range, right?
yeah,
Well, in this case, it was accumulation because then we go up, but we
yeah,
are
yeah,
we are at the bottom. So this is the range. This is my trading range because it's my high to the low. So this is my daily trading range. This is an accumulation or distribution range. Everything is arranged. So it's really depending on, once again, always ask yourself at the beginning of your trading day or trading week, what am I looking to trade? Am I looking to trade the 4 hour, 1 hour, 50 minutes, 30 minutes? Because if that's the case, you don't really care about the daily trading range like I do, right? Because
yeah,
this
yeah,
this
exactly.
this takes what? This takes days, weeks to eventually do what?
Months.
Months.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. Well, here to here was, from the accumulation to here was 18 days. Okay.
Yeah,
But this short ended up doing what? This short ended up printing, right? This short would have printed nicely. We did end up on the
yeah,
76. Would you look at that? Right? So this short would have printed, absolutely printed. And now we what? Now we're doing the same thing, exactly the same where we are right now. So let me just delete that, delete that. Now we're doing what? The same thing. So we have created a new range. This is my low. So this is my high, this is my low. Here we're starting to see signs that potentially we go higher. Great. I'm still not going to be interested here in shorting because I'm not shorting here. I'm shorting up here.
yeah. You're shorting.
So
You'd be shorting the bottom
that's
of a
right. So
range.
I'm going to be short somewhere here. Somewhere here.
So, but you're not like you. Would you be interested in longing this bottom? Is what I like,
Uh,
or does this not interest you? Like
uh,
because it's
it's a good,
downtrending so aggressively.
correct. That's the answer. You've got it right there. That's the answer right there. So where is the trend right now?
Oh, very strong down.
Very strong down. So why would I go up?
Yeah, exactly.
Based on the
Okay, cool.
assumption, based on the assumption that I think Aussie thinks the market is going to reverse. It's an assumption, right? We need
Yeah,
to.
you're not trading a store like what the chart's telling you.
That's right. The chart is clear. Like the charts speak a language, and as long as you listen to the charts, it's literally in front of you. The chart is telling you, I'm going down. Okay, I'm going to be going down, and at the moment, I am going to be going down. If I have a retracement, I can short this. But hang on a second. What happens if I'm wrong up here and instead of shorting, we come up here and we close above? What happens then? I've got a BOS.
Making sure, yeah.
Fantastic. Then I flip my bias because you got to be fluid, right? You can't just be stoic and just always go one direction. And that's one way to wreck your account. If we come up here
Yeah.
for whatever reason and we close above strongly, then guess what's going to happen next? There's going to be a what? A retracement.
Retracement and
And
then
then
hopefully higher low.
that's right. And what am I going to do here? I'm going to be looking
Long
for
the hell out of
longs.
it.
Yeah. So, but this is called trading the chart. I don't want to trade assumptions, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to be trading accumulation ranges either, unless obviously I'm doing a 4 hour, which is what you're saying. Like go on the 4 hour. This is a trading range. Of course it's yeah, this is a trading range. But can you see how even on the 4 hour, I'll go a little bit closer here. Good conversation we're having today. Even on a 4 hour, when you're trading range, you're gonna be ultra careful because ranges are what? What are ranges? Here's a good question for you. What are
It's
ranges?
just they're building liquidity on
Correct.
either side
Building and why are they building liquidity?
because people are like placing their stops at the bottom of them
But why are we engineering liquidity ultimately?
to either distribute or accumulate. I think.
To grab it.
Oh yeah, yeah. To
To
take
grab
it.
it. To
Yeah, yeah,
take it.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
again,
yeah.
market makers need liquidity,
To
right?
fill, they need to fill their orders.
Correct. So if I want to play a range where where I know already that this is engineered liquidity, in other words, there's manipulated liquidity, I don't really know which way it's gonna go, is it? Like,
Yeah, you
is it
can't tell.
what like is it gonna go down first? Is it gonna go up first? Which way is it gonna go? So I'm at the bottom of a range here. This is a good example. Low, high, great, low, high. So technically I'm gonna go higher. I'm gonna long here and then I get stopped out.
Yeah, and like this is actually a really interesting an
Right?
example because like you are making higher lows there,
Yeah.
and like people are expecting on like that say that third one that we're gonna go higher
Of
again,
course,
right?
because
Like
you're
there because
making,
everyone's stop losses are
yeah,
moving. Yeah,
that's right. But again, then what happens? Market comes and grabs your money. So
yeah, and
if
then goes higher.
and then goes higher. So this is,
Yeah,
this is a big. I don't want to do the big, fat tum, but you know what I'm talking about. This is a big
yeah, yeah,
FU, and this
yeah,
is, this was a low, this was a higher low, this was a higher low. So naturally, here we should have made what? Another higher low. Instead, we make a lower low. So that's
yeah.
why trading ranges at lower time frames, it's dangerous. Sorry, trading accumulation and distribution ranges at accumulation and distribution ranges. Apologies, it's dangerous
Yeah.
unless, and there's a caveat. Here's a curveball. Unless you wait for what first?
Sweet.
A drawn liquidity, a sweep.
Yeah, yeah,
So if I know that I'm in a range, this chart is playing out, this chart is playing out, and then boom, market comes and grabs this money. That's fantastic. Now I can look for longs. And obviously, this is on a 4 hour. There's not really a lot for me to trade off there. You can see how violent the move
it's
was.
so aggressive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because it was manipulated. But then if you look down in time frame, this would have been a nice entry right into that 1 hour wick. Can you see that 1 hour
yeah,
candle right there?
yeah,
So this was the candle. This is literally the draw, the liquidity that we had. This is the one candle that pushes down, and then we have a third candle right here that taps right into there. Perfect entry.
yeah.
So you have to do a few things if you're going to trade the ranges. If you're going to trade those trading ranges, those accumulation and distribution ranges, you need to have, number one, you need to be, see you Sunday. Thanks for joining me, mate. You need to be on the charts, like constantly on the charts. Second,
Yeah.
you have to have alerts. As soon as that liquidity is taken, boom, get an alert, and I know that there's a drawn liquidity, so I can straight away go into boom. Let me see what's happening on the lower time frame. How about we looking on the lower time frame? So this would have been 1 hour. This 1 hour candle right here. I'm gonna highlight it.
It's really nice.
It's beautiful. This is the stuff that we dreams are made for when it comes to trading for this can like this. This is literally the stuff of beautiful. Where is it? Where did you go? Back to the right. Oh, I must have deleted. It was
I
this
think
one.
it got rid of.
It
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it was this one. It was this one. Yeah, because I've got different visibility on my charts for. I like to have clean charts, but this stuff right here. Oh boy,
Yep.
one accumulation. This is also another range, right?
Yeah, this is where it gets confusing, right? It's like
Everything is a
I,
range. Everything is
everything's
a
around.
range. And look what we were doing here. We were doing lower lows and lower highs.
And
Um,
then boom.
so yeah, you gotta be careful and you gotta be quick to have your alerts set up. And I would have probably done something like this if I was on the chart at the time. I would have gone magnet, body to body. I would have done that 1 hour, and then I do this. I got my trading area active, done. And literally 2 hours later, I would have got a ping right there.
Yeah.
I would have got a ping that we have traded into my trading area. Can't even do it because I'm too zoomed in, but you can see it. See how this wick trades
Yeah,
into
yeah,
this
yeah,
candle.
yeah, yeah.
So that's how you can trade the ranges if you want. I personally don't have too much bandwidth to be, because I do miss alerts already as is, because I'm busy on my, IRL. But this is another way where you can trade ranges. This is, if you zoom out, this is what we were trading. But all
Yeah.
this happened in this one candle. So we range and range and range, boom, and then you can, yeah, sure, you can catch this move. Um,
It's yeah, it's because everyone's like the reason I bring up ranges is because like the thing you hear in trading is essentially like long bottoms, short tops,
yeah.
and like that you make it sound people make it sound so simple, but like it's just not. You know
But
what I
but
mean?
you
So
know you know what you just said at the very core, it is so
it's yeah.
correct, and it is so frustrating that people tell you it's like Fibonacci. Oh, you just grab from high to low, or from low to high. Okay, it's a measuring tool. What are you measuring? Do you know what are you measuring? Do you know where Fibonacci should be anchored? Do you understand what structure is? Like structure. And I know that some people are gonna smile now with some of my students. Structure is so important, man. If you don't understand
Oh, it's like
structure,
it's the most important thing in
it's
trading.
number one. It's the
Yeah, it
number.
is
It's
so
literally,
important.
if you're telling me to short the tops and to buy the bottoms, that's great in theory. But do you know which one is the top and do you know which one is the bottom?
Yeah, exactly.
Because
Yeah, yeah.
I'll tell you right now, and you know that already. A lot of people don't know which one is the top, and a lot of people don't know how to take a bottom. So that's how I draw my ranges. 4 hour daily, and in this case, this is one move. And market doesn't just move, into one straight line down. Does impulses and retraces, impulses and retraces, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
eventually we come to a range. This is gonna be my kill zone, and I'm gonna try to short this thing. And if I get invalidated, it's fine because I'm risking what? I'm risking 1%, right? So I don't care if I
Yeah.
get invalidated. And if I do get invalidated, the market pushes higher. Then I have a new confirmation that I've got a new range, which is gonna be my low, and eventually my high. And my job as a trader is gonna be wait, and I can just delete this so we don't get confused because now market is going high. My job then is gonna be wait for a pullback and I'll long.
And then long it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's a waiting game, right? And that a lot of people don't have patience. A lot of people don't. They just want to, make $1 million today. When do I want it? Now.
Yeah, exactly, right.
So yeah,
Well, thank you though.
no, all good. It was a really good question. I'm sure that whoever's listening to the recording is gonna get a lot out of it too. So this is one of the most common things that comes out was like, where do I, take my range from? Where do I short and long from? Thanks, brother. That was a
Because
really,
like
really good,
yeah, yeah.
really good.
On low time frames it can get tricky. Like I've just been like messing around with it a lot lately because it becomes like I'm talking like 15, 5, 10 minutes. Just because I'm more like just messing around like back testing.
Yep.
I know like it seems like intuitive to like short bottoms, like short tops and long bottoms, but if you're not pulling ranges correctly, you don't even have tops and
That is
bottoms, if
correct.
that makes sense.
Exactly what you
And
just said.
that's why,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly,
So
exactly. If you don't know which one is the top, which one is the bottom, what are you shorting? Where are you shorting? You have no idea.
yeah.
So I
So
always
yeah, thank you, dude.
all good, all good, all good. And yeah, basically back to that was a really really good session there with Cappy. Hopefully you guys got a lot out of it. But a few other stocks that I was looking at, Snapchat back into this level, starting to move finally, and obviously we have grabbed previous liquidity down here. You can see, ta-da! So it's gonna be ready, in my opinion, to move up very soon. And Mara is one that we called out back in start of the month, so 6th of Feb. Today Mara was trading at $9, almost $10 post market, so it was somewhere up here. Meaning, and for those of you who do know, you can trade, not you and I, but institution have the ability to trade before the market opens and after the market opens. When you see a stock, that closes the day at $8.39 and then trades at $10, so that's a solid 20%, over 20% aftermarket, that usually means that there is going to be some sort of nice price action. You can see there's earnings here that came out negative and price didn't really react. Not I'm not scared of that. If anything, I'm going to be adding to my position here. You can see loss here, but guess what? Bitcoin is almost at a low, so we will see a nice, in my opinion, a nice big push up on Mara in the next coming weeks, because we can still sweep down. Obviously, we can always go lower, right? Like it's not just up only. I'm okay if we go lower. That is pretty much it. Maybe just a quick check on Moderna. Yeah, we enter at $24. We're now sitting at 52, so we're happy there. Nothing else on my end, team, unless you had anything that you wanted me to take a look at. It's been a really good session here, talking about structure, talking about ranges. What do we got? You already did not go over gold, but we can have a quick look. Gold is quite obviously in a very bullish trend, nothing new there. We always start from our daily, we always start from the high. High range, obviously, this was the moment where we would have bought gold. What I'm looking at personally, I do trade the 1 minute charts on gold, so it's a very different approach, obviously. But I do want to see this. Speaking of ranges, this is a 1 hour range, obviously, low to high. So this is my trading range, and I am looking at potentially shorts. Shorts for gold. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna anchor it so it doesn't move there. I want to see a nice big short from gold coming into this 4 hour order block right here. All good, man. Enjoy the pasta, brother. Because we are aware we are closer to the top than the bottom of this range, and at a market structure perspective, we're obviously bullish. But I am going to attempt to do a short because there's a lot of liquidity that's been built here. A lot of this money I want to see taken out. I'm not going to aim for all-time lows or anything like that. I'm not going to be greedy. This is going to be a very quick short on lower time frame. I want to see basically price pushing up into this 4 hour block here, and then I'm going to scale down into the 1 hour, 15 minutes, 5 minutes, and so forth. And then what I want to see is basically I want to see price do what? Price coming into it, trading down, slowing down, change a character, break a structure, and then obviously short once we have the confirmation. But you can see even on the 1 hour, we build in a new range up here. So we will likely come a little bit higher, in my opinion, where we are today. We're likely trading to this 1 hour candle. Oops, 1 hour candle right here. Come on, there. That's the 1 hour candle I'll be watching for on gold. And then if we want to obviously see, yeah, this is all gonna get taken out. See all this liquidity built up here? This is all gonna get taken out very soon, which doesn't mean go buy now, because we are where we are at the top of the range. We just looked at, we are at the top of the range, but all this, yeah, this is all gonna get taken out. This is all gonna get taken out. And this was a nice sign that we already grabbed this one candle right here. You can see it, and if not, I'll point it to you. This candle right here was a nice sign that we already grabbed downside liquidity. So now we're likely going to move higher and grab upside liquidity. So gold is in the next few hours, we're on a 50 minutes chart here, is likely going to push higher and come into this 5,300-ish range. So the 5.3 is here, and obviously our ICs are 5.4, between 5.3 and 5.4, basically, for gold. Very soon, in my opinion, we're sitting at 5.193. Hope that helps. Cool beans. Team, I will sign off if there's no other questions. Hopefully this was a really good session. I think it was. It was a nice range bonus. How do we calculate and trade ranges? So that was nice. And other than that, thank you so much. Yeah, it helps. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining in, and I'll see you guys next week. Have a great weekend, everyone. Much love. Bye.